is my thing, Nicki Minaj, right? How you saying that I got ragged by Riley when there is so many footages of that night, every single angle, and where am I getting ragged at?
Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. The explosive feud that shook hip-hop. What's up everyone, welcome back to Celebrity Program TV. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now because we're diving deep into the most explosive celebrity drama you cannot afford to miss. This is the story that has the entire internet on fire, and trust me, you're going to want to stay until the very end because what we're about to reveal will absolutely blow your mind. The gloves are off, the claws are out, and two of hip-hop's biggest queens are at war like never before. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have officially crossed the point of no return, and what started as subtle shade has erupted into an all-out nuclear battle that's leaving the entire music industry shook. We're talking allegations so serious, so shocking, that even the most hardened celebrity gossip followers are picking their jaws up off the floor. So buckle up because this ride is about to get absolutely wild. Let me set the scene for you. The tension between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj has been simmering for years, bubbling under the surface like a volcano waiting to explode. We've seen the side eyes at award shows, the cryptic social media posts, the carefully worded interviews where they both claim they're above the drama while simultaneously throwing shade so dark it could eclipse the sun. But what just went down has shattered every boundary, every line that shouldn't be crossed, and honestly, there's no coming back from this. When Cardi B dropped her latest album on Monday, September 29th, she lit a fuse that nobody saw coming. The album, titled Am I the Drama, wasn't just a collection of songs. It was a declaration of war, a musical middle finger aimed directly at her rival. And Nicki Minaj wasn't about to let that slide without firing back with everything she had. What followed was 3 days of the most vicious, most personal, most absolutely savage attacks we've ever witnessed between two celebrities of this magnitude. Now, before we go any further, make sure you're subscribed because we're breaking down every single detail of this explosive feud. And trust me, you don't want to miss a second of the tea we're about to spill. Hit that notification bell too because when drama this big breaks, Celebrity Program TV is always the first to bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the jaw-dropping truth. So here's where things get absolutely nuclear. Cardi B didn't just throw shade. She launched a full-scale assault that targeted Nicki's mental health, her substance use, and even her marriage. In a series of posts that sent shockwaves across social media, Cardi made claims that would make even the most dramatic reality TV stars blush. She alleged that Nicki Minaj has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder for nearly 9 years, conditions that, according to Cardi, have been kept quiet from the public eye. But she didn't stop there. Oh no, she went further, claiming that Nicki is using hard drugs, specifically cocaine, Percocet, and Xanax, substances that Cardi suggests are affecting her rival's judgment and behavior. Now, whether these allegations are true or not, the fact that they're being thrown out into the public sphere shows just how deep this hatred runs. This isn't your typical celebrity beef anymore. This is personal, this is painful, and this is the kind of warfare that leaves permanent scars. But wait, it gets even more twisted. Cardi didn't just go after Nicki herself, she brought Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty, into the crossfire. According to Cardi, Kenneth is the only person who has any real influence over Nicki. And she made a shocking claim that when Nicki is supposedly sedated or under the influence, Kenneth takes advantage of the situation by stealing her credit card. Let that sink in for a moment. We're talking about allegations of financial manipulation within a marriage. Suggestions that the person who's supposed to protect you is actually exploiting you when you're at your most vulnerable. Whether this is truth or just psychological warfare designed to hit where it hurts most, the implications are absolutely staggering. Cardi is painting a picture of a woman spiraling out of control, surrounded by people who are using her rather than helping her. And that narrative, true or false, is designed to destroy Nicki's credibility and her public image in one fell swoop. And then, because apparently there were still lines left to cross, Cardi went after the one thing that should always be off limits in any beef: the children. In a post that has since ignited fury across social media, Cardi made allegations about Nicki's son, Papa Bear, claiming that he is developmentally disabled. She followed up with another post warning Nicki to keep her child out of the disputes, saying, quote, "I'm letting you know again, stop playing with my kid. You just mad because your son's favorite color is 5. Get the EFF on, you crackhead. Now, using children as weapons in adult feuds is universally condemned. And this move by Cardi has drawn criticism even from her supporters. But here's the thing, in the heat of battle, when emotions are running this high and the stakes feel this personal, all rules apparently go out the window. This isn't just about music anymore. This isn't about who's the better rapper or who sold more albums. This is about two women who genuinely despise each other, and they're willing to burn down everything, including their own reputations, just to land the killing blow. So how did Nicki respond to these devastating attacks? Did she take the high road? Did she rise above the drama and refuse to engage? Absolutely not. Nicki Minaj came back swinging with equal ferocity, and her counterattack was just as brutal, just as personal, and just as shocking. She fired back at Cardi with allegations of her own, bringing up Cardi's relationship history and making claims about her husband that are designed to humiliate and destroy. Nicki alleged that Cardi got pregnant by a man who was living a double life, suggesting infidelity and deception at the core of Cardi's marriage. She didn't hold back, making crude and explicit comments about Cardi's physical appearance, her past surgeries, and even intimate details that most people would consider far too private to ever discuss publicly. Nicki wrote that Cardi's husband once said he never liked her, that he found her physically unattractive, and she made references to Stefon Diggs allegedly having a child with another woman, implying betrayal and scandal at every turn. Make sure you're still subscribed because this story is far from over, and Celebrity Program TV is going to be here covering every twist, every turn, and every explosive revelation that comes next. But Nicki wasn't done yet. She also dragged other people into this mess, specifically Quavo, the former Migos member and close associate of Cardi's ex-husband Offset. In a tweet that seemed designed to open old wounds and create new conflicts, Nicki questioned whether Quavo's association with Cardi was worth it, pointing out that his career has suffered and referencing the tragic death of his group member Takeoff. She mocked him for past comments where he was allegedly compared to Beyoncé within the group, and suggested that Cardi helped pay off his debts. This move shows that Nicki isn't just focused on Cardi herself, she's going after everyone in Cardi's orbit, burning bridges and making enemies left and right in her quest to emerge victorious from this war. The back and forth continued with both women making increasingly shocking claims. When Nicki targeted Cardi's daughter Culture with an insulting tweet, Cardi responded by attacking Nicki's son, claiming he's nonverbal because of drugs Nicki supposedly used. These are the kinds of allegations that cross every line of decency, the kinds of attacks that show two people who have lost all perspective and all restraint. They're both going for the jugular now, targeting the most vulnerable parts of each other's lives, the things that matter most, the things that cause the most pain. And the scary part is, neither one seems willing or able to stop. This feud has taken on a life of its own, becoming a runaway train that's careening toward destruction with both women locked in the conductor's cabin, each one refusing to hit the brakes because that would mean admitting defeat. So what started all this? Why now? The catalyst appears to be Cardi's new album, Am I the Drama?, which dropped on Monday, September 29th. The title itself is provocative, a rhetorical question that Cardi answers with a resounding yes through her lyrics and her actions. The album contains tracks that are widely believed to be about Nicki, filled with subliminal shots and not-so-subliminal dices that make it clear Cardi is done playing nice. For years, both women have danced around their rivalry, sometimes acknowledging it, sometimes denying it, but always maintaining at least a thin veneer of professionalism. But with this album, Cardi tore that veneer away completely, and Nicki's response shows that she's more than willing to meet Cardi on this new battlefield where nothing is sacred and nothing is off limits. Now, we're 3 days deep into this conflict with no end in sight, and industry insiders are already warning that things could get even worse. Nicki Minaj has an album scheduled for release in 2026, and if you think she's not going to use that platform to continue this war, you haven't been paying attention. We could be looking at years of back-and-forth attacks, years of dragging each other through the mud, years of fans being forced to choose sides in a conflict that's becoming uglier by the minute. The social media exchanges between these two have given us a front-row seat to their hatred, and honestly, it's both fascinating and deeply disturbing to watch. Every tweet, every post, every comment is meticulously crafted to cause maximum damage, to hit the most sensitive spots, to leave wounds that might never fully heal. What makes this feud particularly compelling is that both women are at the absolute top of their game professionally. These aren't washed-up has-beens fighting for relevance. These are two of the biggest names in hip-hop, two women who have broken barriers, shattered records, and built empires. They should be celebrating each other, supporting each other, showing young women in the industry that there's room for multiple queens on the throne. Instead, they're tearing each other apart, publicly, viciously, and seemingly without any thought for the consequences. The impact of this feud extends beyond just these two individuals. It affects their families, their children, their friends, their professional relationships, and even their fans who are caught in the crossfire, forced to watch as two artists they admire destroy each other in real time. The allegations being thrown around are serious enough that they could have real-world consequences. Claims about drug use, mental health issues, child development problems, marital fraud, these aren't just insults, they're accusations that if proven true could lead to legal action, custody battles, public health interventions, and career-ending scandals. But in the heat of this feud, neither woman seems to care about potential repercussions. They're both operating on pure emotion now, driven by rage and hurt and the need to prove that they're stronger, better, more powerful than their rival. It's a dangerous game they're playing, and someone is going to get seriously hurt before this is all over. If you're loving this deep dive into the drama, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button one more time. Leave a comment below telling me whose side you're on, and share this video with everyone who needs to know what's really going down between these two hip-hop giants. The internet has been absolutely ablaze with reactions to this feud. Fans are divided, with some supporting Cardi, some supporting Nicki, and others just shaking their heads at the entire spectacle. Social media platforms are flooded with think pieces, reaction videos, memes, and hot takes, everyone weighing in with their opinion on who's right, who's wrong, and who crossed the line first. But here's the truth that nobody wants to acknowledge. They've both crossed the line. Multiple times. In multiple ways. This isn't about one person being the villain and the other being the victim. This is about two women who have let their rivalry consume them to the point where they're willing to destroy everything, including themselves, just to claim victory over the other. The tragedy in all of this is that both Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are incredibly talented artists who have contributed so much to hip-hop and to music in general. Cardi came from nothing, worked as a stripper, built her brand through social media, and became a chart-topping sensation with multiple Grammy Awards and hit records. Nicki paved the way for female rappers in the modern era, broke down barriers, collaborated with the biggest names in music, and established herself as a legend in the game. They should be icons, role models, inspirations. Instead, they're becoming cautionary tales about what happens when ego, jealousy, and hatred are allowed to run unchecked. Future generations will look back at this moment not as a high point in hip-hop but as a low point, a moment when two brilliant women chose destruction over creation, chose hate over respect, chose war over peace. As we watch this feud continue to escalate, the question on everyone's mind is simple. How does this end? Is there a path to reconciliation, or have these two burned so many bridges that there's no way back? Can they coexist in the same industry? Or is the music world only big enough for one of them now? Will cooler heads prevail? Will mutual friends and industry veterans step in to mediate? Or will this keep spiraling until something truly terrible happens? Right now, with emotions this raw and accusations this serious, it's hard to imagine either woman backing down. Pride won't let them. Anger won't let them. The need to win, to be right, to prove their point, it's too strong. So here we are, witnessing one of the most intense celebrity feuds of the modern era, a battle that's giving us everything we didn't know we needed. Drama, scandal, shocking revelations, and enough tea to fill an ocean. And Celebrity Program TV is here for all of it, bringing you every update, every development, every bombshell as this story continues to unfold. Because that's what we do, we keep you informed, we keep you entertained, and we make sure you never miss a moment of the action. This is the kind of story that reminds us why celebrity culture is so fascinating. These are people living extraordinary lives under extraordinary pressure, and when they crack, when they break, when they go to war with each other, we all lean in closer because deep down we're curious about what happens when the facade falls away and we see the real person underneath. Cardi and Nicki have given us that raw, unfiltered look at who they really are when pushed to their absolute limits. And it's both captivating and terrifying. As we wrap this up, remember that this story is far from over. With Nicki's 2026 album on the horizon and both women showing no signs of backing down, we could be in for years of drama, years of revelations, years of watching this feud evolve and escalate in ways we can't even predict right now. So if you want to stay on top of every development, if you want to be the first to know when the next bomb drops, you need to subscribe to Celebrity Program TV right now. Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and join our community of celebrity watchers who refuse to miss a single moment of the drama. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Team Cardi or Team Nicki? And share this video with everyone who needs to know what's really happening in the hip-hop world right now. We'll be back with more exclusive coverage, more breaking news, and more of the celebrity drama you can't get anywhere else. This is Celebrity Program TV, and we'll see you in the next one, where we promise the tea will be just as hot and the drama will be just as explosive. Don't go anywhere, because in the world of celebrity feuds, the next shocking revelation is always just around the corner.